This is the boatyard where the cafe boat is moored. Since we've been here, I've been helping out a little bit with some of the jobs that need doing at a working boatyard like this. The trick to loading a wheelbarrow is to put as much coal on as you think it can possibly carry, and then add just one more bag. That's 7 bags in total, 20 kilograms each, so 140 kilograms, or 308 pounds. That's a lot for one wheelbarrow, but the boat that we're loading will take about 7 or 8 tons of coal. So it's a lot of trips back and forth with the wheelbarrow. A big feature of the canals are the fuel boats that go up and down supplying boaters with coal and wood and diesel and things like that. And it's from this boatyard that Narrowboat Alton sets off. So I'm now loading this fuel boat up with coal, ready for it to go out and start trading. You've got to make sure that it gets loaded onto the boat evenly, so that it keeps a nice even keel and doesn't lean over too much to one side or the other. By the time you've finished, your back might hurt a little bit, but you've made quite an impressive little mountain of coal in the boat. It's quite a satisfying sight. The next morning, when the boat was getting ready to go, they discovered a problem with this pump, which is quite an important pump because it's used to pump out people's toilets. So you want to make sure that it's working.
Slips a bit on the bottom pulley, doesn't it?
They fixed it, and they set off around 8 AM, which was quite a late start as far as they were concerned. They'd be out on this trip for 3 days. The next day there was some more heavy lifting going on. Some boats were being put back in the water and others were being taken out. The boat that got taken out was one that I recognised. The last time I'd seen it, it was wedged in a lock about 20 miles away. I tried letting some water into the lock to see if that would help, but it didn't, and the boat just wouldn't go any further. At one point, we even cut a bit off the side of the boat to try and make it a little bit narrower, but that still didn't work. In the end, I went ahead to help another boat which belonged to the boatyard, which was also battling against the same flight of locks, although this boat fitted in just fine. My job was to ride ahead and get the locks ready for the boat coming up. You have to be careful when you're doing these locks, because at the time when the canals were built, health and safety just wasn't such a major concern. But as long as you don't fall off anything, the whole thing moves at quite a nice, chilled out pace. Occasionally, when there was a long way between locks, I'd put my bike on the boat and ride the boat up to the next lock. Being on a boat when you're not the one driving it is really relaxing, and the countryside that we went through was just really nice. Some of the locks on this stretch are duplicated, so that one narrow lock sits right next to its twin narrow lock, side by side. Some of the twin locks have fallen to ruin, which is kind of a sad sight. It makes me think that this is probably what a lot of our canals would look like, or worse, if they hadn't been saved from ruin by all the enthusiasts and volunteers and people like that who help keep the canals alive. Anyway, we didn't have many customers on this run, but when we did, it got so busy that I didn't even film any of it. But I can tell you that it's quite hard work. It was dark by the time we finally tied up for the evening. The boater I was helping was staying on board overnight in the boatman's cabin, and I made my way home.
Yeah, I was trying not to, so
In case you're wondering, how they got that boat through the locks in the end was that they kind of slimmed it down by using chains and stuff to pull the boat a little bit skinnier from the inside. They had to do that because this boat is an old boat, so it was built to 7 foot across, which used to be the standard until some of the locks and stuff started to get old and kind of fall inwards a little bit, and it made things a bit too tight, so now the new standard is 6 foot 10 inches across.
Yeah, you won't get any usable video here, don't worry.
you will just be a lot of bleep, isn't it?
Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. That was my little experience with the fuel boat. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.